mission, like always, is to pull out the really key nuggets from all the material we've gathered, giving you a shortcut to understanding this, well, incredibly vital and fast-moving part of the world. We're going to explore how security, the economy, even just how people and goods move around, how it's all connected. It paints a picture that's maybe more complex, more dynamic than you might think.
Absolutely. And to set the stage, I think the core insight we found across the sources today is that the region's strength, its edge, isn't really about making, louder headlines. It's much more about building tighter circuits.
Tighter circuits. Okay.
Yeah, meaning deeper integration, stronger connections across all sorts of sectors, defense, energy, trade, you name it. It's this kind of quiet, deliberate progress that's really reshaping things.
It's interesting. It's easy to just focus on security sometimes, but our sources really show this intricate dance between defense and the region's overall stability. So let's unpack that first. Big topic one. Forging the integrated air shield, a new era of defense. The analysis really leads with this, calling it an air shield era, stretching from Baltic to Balkans. That sounds pretty ambitious. What does it actually mean on the ground?
Well, it's not just a catchy phrase. It signifies a huge coordinated push to create basically a seamless protective dome. You've got the Nordic Baltic allies really knitting together their air defense coverage.
Knitting it together, like sharing radar data, stuff like that.
Exactly. Share data, integrated command. And meanwhile, in Central Europe, countries are leaning into what the reports call a rapid scramble doctrine.
Okay, rapid scramble. For listeners, that's basically being ready to get jets in the air super fast, right? Minutes, not hours.
Precisely. Heightened readiness, drastically cutting response times. The big goal is this single integrated air defense map. Fewer blind spots for anything trying to get through.
And looking at the specifics, up north, Nordics, Baltics, Sweden and Finland are really embedding deeper into NATO ops.
They really are. It's more than just showing up. It's joint planning, shared intel streams, synchronized command structures, real integration. And at the same time, the Baltic states, they're actively pushing for joint missile defense and a unified drone early warning system.
So not just nation by nation, but a collective shield.
That's the idea, a collective umbrella where every sensor, every asset feeds into the bigger picture.
You mentioned this idea of deterrence math earlier, and the sources seem to highlight that. How does this integrated shield actually change an adversary's thinking? Is it just making it too expensive?
It's a crucial question. Because it's not just reacting, it's about changing that whole risk-reward calculation for any potential aggressor.
Yeah.
The idea, as we see it in the material, is by layering sensors, think everything from ground radar to airborne systems, and combining that with shared munitions.
Shared ammo stockpiles across countries.
Right. Spread the load, increase resilience. The sources cleverly phrase it as leading to fewer cheap drone headaches.
Huh. I like that. So make even those cheap attacks too costly or likely to fail.
Exactly. Imagine trying to sneak something past multiple network systems all watching together. The chance of getting caught goes way up. The cost of failure becomes prohibitively high. It's foresight. Deter the attempt itself.
Okay, let's shift south a bit. Central Europe, Poland, Czechia, Slovakia, they're aligning procurement calendars. That sounds bureaucratic, but important.
Oh, it's a very big deal. It covers critical stuff, advanced air defense, ISR.
Intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, knowing what's going on.
Right. And even basic ammunition. Coordinating purchases like this, long-term financial commitments, that's a profound shift towards working together.
And the practical upsides. The sources must highlight those.
They do. It's explicitly designed to cut costs, avoid buying redundant, expensive kit, And it helps plug the gaps in their collective defense more efficiently, instead of everyone buying slightly different things that might not talk to each other.
They build a cohesive system together.
Precisely. Buying the right things together.
Yeah.
Maximum impact, maximum efficiency. It's pragmatic, facing up to financial realities and the change in threats.
And we shouldn't forget the Black Sea flank. Different challenges down there. Romania, Bulgaria. What's their focus?
Yeah. Unique geography, unique challenges. They're concentrating efforts on more specialized things. Maritime drones, crucial for watching large sea areas.
Right.
And mine countermeasures. Keeping those sea lanes open is vital. Plus, securing the Danube corridor. That river's a major artery, not just a border.
So it really underscores the diversity here. Air defense up north, maritime and river security down south.
Exactly. It's multi-domain. Air, land, sea, even hybrid threats. The material shows a sophisticated understanding that security isn't just one thing. It's about building this resilient network covering all potential vulnerabilities, each part of the region tailoring its efforts, but all feeding into a larger, integrated vision.
And like we said, security doesn't happen in a vacuum. The sources keep linking it back to the economy, to energy. So let's pivot to that. Economic currents and energy lifelines. This seems like the backbone supporting everything else. What are the key moves here?
Well, there's some really innovative stuff happening. Take grid ties, for instance.
Grid ties, electricity interconnectors.
Yeah, new north-south interconnectors are coming online. And the reports show they're already helping ease price spikes across the region, quite effectively, too. Plus, those cross-border balancing mechanisms are getting a real workout. Meaning, if the wind drops in one country, say, power can be quickly shifted from a neighbor with a surplus. It avoids blackouts or crazy price swings, a kind of flexible energy safety net.
So what's the ultimate goal? Just keeping the lights on? Or is it more strategic?
Good question. The sources really focus on resilience. These interconnectors are key to beating those weather swings, ensuring stable supply no matter what. Storage helps, obviously, but the analysis is clear. It's grid agility, that ability to shift power quickly across borders in real time that ultimately pays the bills.
Grid agility, I like that. Dynamic response, not just static reserve.
Exactly. It makes the whole region less vulnerable to external shocks or local failures.
Okay, moving from energy electrons to actual goods. Transit lanes. The Danube and Baltic ports are called pressure valves for agri-exports. That sounds critical.
Absolutely critical. Given the geopolitics, huge amounts of grain and other farm products need reliable routes out. Those waterways are essential.
And there's that line from the reports, rail slots are the new gold. Wow, what's driving that? Why is rail suddenly so premium?
It's a vivid phrase, isn't it? It signifies immense pressure on overland transport. Before recent disruptions, cargo flowed differently. Now, with supply chain shifts, increased demand for reliable transport, rail has become indispensable.
So more demand, maybe track limitations?
Pretty much. Rerouted trade, the sheer efficiency of rail for bulk goods like grain. It's made those specific time slots and routes on the network incredibly valuable. Bottlenecks in rail can literally hold up economies. It shows a real reorientation of trade flows.
And connecting that to the bigger picture, these supply chains.
They're foundational. Grain, metals, components, they only keep flowing efficiently if those Danube and Baltic routes stay unclogged. Any serious disruption there, it ripples outwards. Global markets, food security, manufacturing elsewhere, it's all interconnected.
Right. And economically, there's this capex watch mentioned. Big spending on defense and infrastructure is driving near-term GDP beats.
Yeah, we're seeing that. It's not abstract spending. It's new highways, rail upgrades, port expansions, plus the military kit we talked about.
Yeah.
Real investment boosting economic output.
But there's always a but, isn't there?
Usually. And the sources immediately point to a big one. A choke point. Persistent labor shortages.
So spending is up, but who's going to do the work?
Pretty much. While the investment boosts GDP now, these shortages could definitely slow things down long term. Skilled workers, engineers, general labor, it's across the board. It could delay projects, raise costs, and limit the overall expansion. It's a challenge they need to manage actively. Policy changes, maybe migration, something needs to give.
Okay, so we have the security shield, the economic currents. What does it all mean for actually moving stuff and people across borders? Let's look at navigating borders, friction and flow and mobility.
The sources seem to show a mixed picture here. Progress, but also, well, friction.
That's a good way to put it. On one hand, you have freight friction. The reports note these periodic farmer actions, custom spot checks, they are slowing down east-west trucking.
Where they highlight key gateways. Poland-Ukraine and Romania-Bulgaria borders specifically. Those farmer protests, often about imports, can cause real blockages, even if temporary.
So if you're in logistics there, plan ahead.
Definitely. The message is build in buffers, expect delays. They can be unpredictable.
And the practical impact of that friction, beyond just delays.
Well, delays mean increased cost, idling trucks, missed deliveries, extra paperwork. It hits the predictability of supply chains, which matters for investment. It's that constant balancing act. Controls, national interests, protests versus the need for smooth, predictable trade flow. Integration is definitely a journey.
But there's some good news for people traveling, a travel note.
Yes, a bit brighter on the personal travel front. The easing of Schengen rules on the Black Sea side, Romania, Bulgaria, joining for air and sea travel.
Right, I remember hearing about that.
It is actually trimming airport queues. Good news for travelers, could boost tourism, business travel.
But it's not perfect everywhere.
No, not completely seamless. The sources also point out that ID checks still linger on some rail links within the region. So smoother skies and seas maybe, but still some bumps on the tracks.
So these different experiences really show the complexity, don't they? Trying to manage security, migration, but also facilitate easy movement.
Exactly. It's a complex dance. Progress towards integration in some areas, but still work to do to get truly frictionless borders everywhere across all modes of transport.
So wrapping this deep dive up, it's clear the CEE and Nordics region is defined by this incredibly tight weave of security, economic resilience, and mobility. The analysis shows this picture of deliberate, interconnected progress. Actions in one area really ripple through the others. It's definitely not standing still.
Absolutely. And to come back to that core insight from the sources, the region's edge isn't louder headlines, it's tighter circuits. That proactive integration, that focus on building stronger, more resilient connections, defense, energy grids, transport, that's what's defining its future. It's about systemic strength, long-term vision.
And that final provocative thought from the sources, something for you, the listener, to chew on. Keep eyes on the air shield up north and the river lanes down south. That's where tomorrow's surprises will either fizzle or bite. A powerful reminder of where the critical action is, where the future of the region is really being forged. We hope you'll keep observing these developments. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the CEE and Nordics. We hope you feel a bit more informed and connected.